So, it's getting boring here at HQ. So I was thinking maybe we can do a Lamest Defenders sponsored field trip. What do you think?
Yeah, what did you have in mind?
I have a couple ideas. Oh boy, a Hulk versus Thor fight. I'm so excited. These seats are so uncomfortable, it's hurting my cords.
Why did we have to travel in incognito? No one knows us here.
I got zucchini! Everyone's good!
Hey, big guy. The sun's getting real low. That's it. Sun's going down.
What is he doing?
Is he reading poetry to him?
I won't hurt you anymore. No one will.
Hiya, Thanos. We're the Lamest Defenders.
I don't even know who you are.
We have a small but dedicated fan base.
Be sure to visit our sponsor at BaskervilleProductions.com.
All right, welcome back. We are returning from Sakaar. That was a horrible trip, but here we are. So if you couldn't figure it out, we are reviewing Thor Ragnarok for our MCU collection reviews. So this one, I remember going to the theater thinking this could be fun, because it could only be better than Thor was a Dark World. So that movie was awful.
Anywhere, nowhere to go but up on that
Yeah.
one. So,
because this one is literally the polar opposite. This one's funny. It's got good. It has a good villain, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And then also, it's just where Thor Dark World was. There was like a blue filter or gray filter over the entire thing. This one's just bursting.
So bright and colorful.
Yeah, which is cool. And take for instance my wife. She won't actually.
Please.
Yeah. Let's just bring her up. And so she won't just. She caught me watching this one, and she's like, restart the movie. Yeah. I want to watch it. Like, my wife won't do that for most Marvel movies. Because this one, we were talking about it beforehand, which this has broad appeal. Because,
we've said this a lot about a lot of Marvel movies, but this one literally is just a straight comedy.
Yeah.
Like, it is with Taika Waititi, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And, he's got some chops with What We Do in the Shadows.
Mm-hmm.
He's a funny guy.
Yeah, and that's not to say it doesn't have impactful scenes either, because I think the scene where Odin basically dusts himself.
That was great.
Pre-Thanos. I mean, that acting between Loki, Odin, and Thor, that was pretty powerful stuff.
It was.
And that was cool, and they had the bagpipes going on in the background. I was like, damn, this is good. And the other big thing with this movie is just it really evolves the character of Thor instead of being a one-dimensional guy that just he gets summoned in through the Bifrost and he beats a lot of crap up. This one, it showed that he's just a goofy guy. Like, Thor is just a dork basically in this entire movie.
Pretty much, yeah. It's some people actually have a real problem with this movie because they don't like how some of the characters are just used basically to set up jokes.
Yeah.
And to that, I say, get over it. It's not Shakespeare. Like, this is literally just comic book stuff. This is not anything that important. I mean, subscribe and like also, but
screw you if you don't.
Also, it's just fun. Like, I want to just have fun sometimes.
Comic books are supposed to be fun anyway.
Yeah,
it's Thor.
exactly.
It's a goofy character.
Yeah.
If you go on the other side, I mean, Thor 1 was okay, where they kept it semi-serious. The second movie, where it's just full-blown serious, was awful.
Yeah.
This one was amazing, and they just had fun with it. It's obvious.
If you want a gray, not boring, sorry. If you want a gray, depressing movie, go watch The Road.
Yeah.
You'll get it, trust me.
This
Or
could
read
be-
the book by Cormac McCarthy. That's even worse. So.
Yeah. So let's talk about the main antagonist, which is Hela. Which this one, it kind of gets revealed that the big nut for this movie is that it's basically Thor's sister, and she was banished.
Yeah, I like that. There's two dark-haired, dark suits with green accents on them, and yet Thor is the adopted one. Or I'm sorry, Loki is the adopted one.
Yeah.
Just like, wait.
All right, wait a minute, hold up.
Yeah.
I think Kate Blanchett was really good in this role.
She handed up. She
Yeah.
was awesome. She was great.
That introduction scene where she basically gets free because Odin is gone, and then she just catches Mjolnir. That was really cool, and then
That
you
was
just see
amazing,
the well, to set that up too. Like, so Thor and Loki are both in their business casual attire, and it was really cool when they're preparing for battle. It was like they went Super Saiyan. I know you don't or never seen Dragon Ball Z, but they're like, all right, suits on. Just
I know. Like, that just changes everything.
yeah, I was like, movie's 10 out of 10 when I saw that. And that was just cool. And one of probably my favorite scene in the entire movie, honestly, was just the beginning, where it's just Thor is, right from the get-go, it's a comedy, because he's like, you're probably wondering how I got here.
Yeah.
And then his interaction with Surtur,
Yeah.
and then it goes into the music, and it felt really Guardians of the Galaxy to me.
I think Marvel also took that success from Guardians and like, okay, why don't we just kind of change this tone up a bit? That was, I feel, a big reason why it's such the drastic tonal change of the movie.
It's enjoyable to watch.
My favorite scene, though, was when Loki and Thor are trying to find Odin, and they go to New York to find him, and the Shady Acres retirement home is destroyed. So then Doctor Strange basically brings him to Beaker Street, and he basically, Thor is just like kind of messing around with some of Strange's, I guess, toys, and then he like, oh, this is like, touches something. It's straight out of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. And Doctor Strange looked so much like comic book Strange in this movie.
He's got the Clorox.
He's got the
yellow gloves.
Yeah, he got those great gloves on. He just looks like something out of a comic book. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah, it was definitely a cool scene, something that's unexpected. I mean, obviously, Thor was in the after credits for, I think it was Doctor Strange, where it showed him.
Yes. Yeah.
So it was cool. They kind of just enhanced that scene and made it a little bit longer. I did already say what my favorite part is, but I'd like to revoke that statement. I think the coolest part to me was the final battle on the Bifrost, and then basically Thor gets reminded he's the god of thunder, not the god of hammers.
Yeah.
And then he just goes ham on all the undead Asgard skeletons.
Then he becomes cheat code.
Yeah.
Just wipes out everything.
Thor got a Game Shark and action replay. So that was really cool. And I think, I mean, there's not much to think about. This movie's just awesome.
Well, we didn't talk about quite possibly, I know we both like Hela, we both like Loki and Thor.
Yes.
We didn't talk about quite possibly the best character in this movie,
Right.
which is Grandmaster, played
argue
incredibly by Jeff Goldblum.
I argue with that. I say Hulk is the best character, but go ahead.
I Grandmaster for me. Like, Jeff Goldblum, he's kind of had a bit of a renaissance over the last few years, and this movie, he was just like, I'm going to do whatever I want. And I think Taika was just like, you do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And it just worked so well. He was so funny in every scene he was in, especially the part about the Hulk and Thor escaping.
Yeah.
And his right hand was just like, well, the slaves got it. It's like, I don't like that word. The workers with jobs.
Prisoners with jobs.
Prisoners with jobs, yeah.
Yeah.
It was great. I loved it. He's so funny.
I loved, so I said Hulk was my personal favorite. I just love the fact that he is just a big baby in this.
Oh, yeah.
And he just, whenever Thor and him fight, and then afterwards, they kind of tie, basically.
Yeah.
Well, Thor,
Thor won. Yeah.
But then they're in the champion circle, living quarters, and just Hulk is just, he's moody.
Yeah.
He keeps arguing with Thor how he won and how he's the strongest Avenger, and I love that entire scene.
Probably my favorite movie with Ruffalo as Banner, just because he's more of a person in this one.
Yeah.
and he's talking to Loki after Loki's been captured. He's like, "Hey, last time I saw you, you were trying to kill everyone. How's that going?" It's like, "Well, it's still there."
Yeah. And also with this movie, you get introduced to Tessa Thompson's Valkyrie character, which I think was pretty good.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say she stole the show at all, but it was still interesting to see her take on Valkyrie and kind of them mixing it up. I like how she's just a raging alcoholic, PTSD.
A little ham, kind of over the top with that one.
Yeah.
Just like, all right, we get it. She's an alcoholic.
She likes the juice.
Yeah, she had a great intro though, where she gets off her ship and she just falls off the pathway immediately. That was pretty funny.
Right, and it'd be kind of interesting to see what MCU does with her in the future, because basically, I guess Thor gives her the keys to Asgard on Earth. So we'll see what happens with that. And then also, finally, let's just talk about Loki's, I guess, reintroduction to this. He is just the changed Loki. He's not so much of a dick anymore. Well, I mean, he still tries to betray. Yeah, but Thor kind of addresses that. He's like, well, I know you're the god of mischief, and, you're just the worst. So,
like this movie at the end was just a setup to get to Infinity War, basically, which isn't a bad thing. Like, it's, they have a universe to build. I understand that. I get it. But I mean, it shows Loki's arc and his, I guess, culmination in Infinity War.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, definitely. How he's definitely different than what he has been. Like in the Avengers, he was just a straight villain. Yeah. In this one, at least he's got somewhat of a good side too. Yeah. But basically, that's what we think of Thor Ragnarok. Obviously, there's a lot of praise for it. It's definitely in my top 5 for top MCU movies.
I mean, if not top 5, definitely top 10. It might be like 6 for me, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. Like, I don't know what would be the top 5, but
I know. I was thinking that in my head too. I was like, this is either 5 or 6.
Yeah, it's a great one though.
Definitely,
it's definitely like easily the best of the Thor movies.
Mm-hmm.
Easily.
Yeah.
I fight anyone who says Dark World. Claude will fight anyone who says
Dark World. I'll pop on the Batman suit and we'll throw down. So the next movie that we have up for you guys is another critically acclaimed Marvel movie, and it's Black Panther. So stay tuned for that, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Thanks so much. Stay lane.
See ya.